Can we make the Warzone 2 M13 no recoil like the Warzone 1 M13 was? Frankly spoken, the M13 from Warzone 1 was kind of ridiculous. Now let me give you 3 builds: SMG, sniper support, and long range laser beam for the M13B with tuned screenshots after every build. Base recoil of the M13 is already very low, but if you now try to do this on range, the gun gets kind of like to a point where you want to keep it on, but it goes left to right and you have a hard time to really do the laser beam. Let's do the sniper support first, then go for long range, and then SMG build. For the sniper support, the hindsight is kind of okay, but if you can't handle it, optic Ronin Mini Pro, tune that towards far and also aim down sight speed. For the barrel, you only have 2 to choose from, and one is for an SMG and the other one is actually perfect for sniper support and long range, but you're also going to make then work here in this case for damage range. And damage range you can actually tune all the way out, and a recoil steadiness which kind of caps at plus 40. Barrel is supposed to do a chunk of recoil control. Does it do that though? And we gotta say, yeah, that kind of makes it straighter. It feels very good, but we're still noticing obviously some horizontal not so happiness. Good thing is though, the gun has very low caliber. The actual vertical bounce is not there. For muzzle, just go with a Komodo heavy for horizontal recoil. Stabilize that a wee bit more. Gun kick control on top with cheese and cream. And then we should have almost a perfect straight line. Obviously the gun kick control is pushing it a wee bit down, but all in all, this is getting better and better with every spray, just transforming it into a really nice horizontal non-shaker. We're now trying to do these longer range shots that were wibbling over the place. That's easier than ever. Now we do only have 30 bullets, and as magazine choices, we have a 45 and a 60 round mag. 60 round you definitely want to have for the long range choice, but the 45 round perfectly fits for a movement version of a sniper support. So now the recoil is very good, the ADS time is good, the movement is fine. You could go for bonus bullet velocity, which is always a good choice that we never have a problem with hit rec on any distance, because you want to also do these 50-meter shots, then whip out your sniper rifle. And this gets tuned towards recoil steadiness. And why do we always tune this towards recoil steadiness instead of taking a grip here? It's very simple, because you're getting 40 to 50% of bullet velocity plus, and then we get a little bit of recoil steadiness on top. Plus, we can increase the damage range, the effective first damage fall off, until it goes away. And that now in total leads us to an absolutely straight laser beam on any distance that you can perfectly pair together as sniper support. Now, long range wants to reproduce this as well, but even straighter. Technically, one could say, well, this has been working on the short range very well with no recoil. Why don't we just put on the maximum magnification like the VLK 4.0 optic and then tune this to its far and aim down sight speed? Should straight away work, right? If we're now doing the very long range shots. Realistically, yes. Sure, you could just do that. But we really want this to be as no recoil as possible. And there is a wee bit unruliness happening. And for that, I would definitely put off the high velocity rounds. Now that seems weird. Why would you keep the high velocity rounds for sniper support but not for long range? Because the bullet velocity is a-okay enough. You might just have to lead a little bit more, but it's just a good attachment for the sniper support because the grip doesn't do much more. We swap to the 60 round mag because we want to be able to unlimited beam. Now I will be looking here for an underbarrel where we have 20 plus. Before we check the underbarrel though, we should look at what does my recoil pattern look now, and then find a grip to actually fit that recoil pattern. So we're still noticing it goes more or less straight up in a line. Therefore, steadiness might not be needed. It could just be the stabilization at the end to really get the last bit of horizontal together. And the perfect grip for that could be the demo clean shot, the demo firm, or the phase 3, which just goes straight up. No worries, a screenshot to all these recoil patterns is linked in the description below. On the barrel wise, slapping then on the phase 3 grip and tuning this towards aiming idle stability, which is a very good thing because we want our gun to have no variance in the recoil pattern. And aiming stability reduces that slightly. And then we also get recoil stabilization, which helps it to horizontally get it more together. Now, if we're trying to find a spot still on this wall, you do notice it is a wee bit more straight and there's a wee bit less shake in the side, making this even better on the long range. Yes, there was some recoil steadiness we got from the ammunition, but you do really want to be able to hit all your shots on the long range repetitively over and over and over and over again. And that's where we're having the no recoil that we have been looking for. Now, I promised you 3. So what about the SMG? For that, we put on the SMG barrel, the Build M13B that gives us movement speed and aim down side speed, making us zoom over the battlefield. We can go for a wee bit more recoil steadiness because it never hurts, and tune this towards aim down side speed because our first damage drop off is okay. Then we do want sprint to fire because we want to whoop this gun out as fast as possible. For that, first and foremost, the VLK AZR laser, and on the rear grip you have the Bruin flash grip, which gives us also sprint to fire speed and aim down side speed. And you can even tune this further towards sprint to fire, where there's kind of like here reach the maximum, and you can get a wee bit more of recoil steadiness if we need that. First and foremost, we'll go though for more ADS, and then we'll check out what we have now. The 60 round mag can go off because I think 30 should be enough. Tops 45 is what you want, but that would also impede with the movement speed again. And with these 3 attachments so far, that thing already moves plenty fast. I mean, we're just zooming, and the ADS time is, wow, it just flies in your hand. Now, what does it shoot like? Also very good and concise. I mean, there's some bounce in the gun, but nothing to really throw us too harsh, especially when we're using an SMG. I'd say the bit of a horizontal is something we want to be looking at and want to address without reducing the ADS time too much. For that, we could be checking an underbarrel. And finally, we might actually introduce the shark fin again. And the shark fin can be tuned towards aim walk movement speed. Yes, you can actually make a wee bit faster movement. And then you can also put on recoil stabilization. Now, to get that little bit of horizontal under control without costing as much ADS speed, I would almost check the underbarrel and look for the phase 3 grip that we actually have also on the long range. We can tune this towards aim walk movement speed a wee bit because we have a lot of aiming stability. Don't go too far because, again, you notice how the aiming stability goes significantly down, but the biggest value gain you get like around here. So this is like the big value gain, after which there's not much more. And then we can tune this towards a recoil stabilization, and you notice how both go up really much. That would be 4 attachments now, and we would obviously have the recoil from before even better under control with the recoil stabilization. The sight stops moving from left to right as it has done before, and you just shoot even cleaner and straighter. Now, again, if you're saying the 30 rounds is not what you're looking forward to, then definitely go for the 45 round mag, but it steals movement speed, and we don't want that. If you need a sight, you can put on an optic because the iron sight might not be the best. So these are 2 options you straight up have. And I'll go with a 45 round mag because we're mostly playing quads. I just do think it doesn't hurt to have that bonus in case you got to be fighting more demons at the same time. The movement speed is still top tier, and now we have the final good SMG gameplay to really just, worst case scenario, be able to do these shots. Worst case scenario, the advantage of using an AR SMG. Now, if the whole underbarrel topic is still a little bit confusing for you, no worries. Every single underbarrel tested by me for you with screenshots and explanations. Let's go.